Hey there, I'm Julie. Let's continue our conversation about spiritual astrology, soul contracts, and family ties. So, if you haven't watched my previous videos on this topic, it would probably be helpful if you go back and take a look at those first. I'm going to put a link to that playlist right here, and you can go through those videos and then come back to this one if you'd like, because it will definitely give you a lot more context. So I am an Aquarius. I'm actually a little bit on the rare side that my sun, my moon, my rising, and my Mercury are all in Aquarius. So I like to joke that I'm about as Aquarius as you can get. And one of the double-edged swords of the Aquarius position in a chart is this idealism. So people with Aquarius in their chart, whatever position it's in, we tend to be very idealistic of how things should be and how they could be, and how if everybody would just play their part right, it could be like this. Doesn't everybody see this vision? Isn't it wonderful? Can't we all just do this? And although there can be a lot of merit in having that kind of vision and taking steps towards bringing the ideal into reality when possible, the other side of that coin is that as Aquarians, we tend to get really, really heartbroken and crushed when things don't meet that ideal vision that we had. And that can be something that we grapple with a lot. But as much as I might feel that, especially, I think that a lot of people can relate to that heartbroken frustration when things are not the way they should be, especially when it comes to family ties, family relationships. And so within this context of how it should be in an ideal world, we come here, we want self-actualization, we came here to learn, we have gifts to give, we have lessons to learn, and if we were all just doing our part, wouldn't it just click along beautifully, right? But enter in the human experience, the human side of things, the parts of us who forget why we came into this world and who have all these other things that get piled on top of us. So generational trauma, personal trauma, so many cultural beliefs, religious beliefs. There's so many things that can just get piled and piled on top of us, and we lose track of who we really, really are at our core, what really matters, how, what we came here for. And so, yes, idealistically, we would all understand that we were on this path and we would all work together towards helping each other to evolve into our best selves. But realistically, that doesn't happen a lot of the time. And so there are so many of us in this world who are dealing with a lot of family trauma and a little bit or severely less than ideal circumstances with our families, and a lot of very strict beliefs about who we are or who we should be or what's right and what's wrong and what we're allowed to do, and all these things, right? Feel free to drop it all in the comments. Let's talk about it, okay? But as I said in my previous video, my last one, ideally we would recognize that our children come into our lives to help us grow and evolve and learn lessons, learn how to progress in our self-actualization. And then we, in turn, would celebrate our children for exactly who they are. We would understand that although they are our children, they are spiritual beings who are here on their own path, and it's not our job to control them or tell them how to walk their path. It's our job to love them and guide them and support them on that path. Okay, that's the ideal. That's not what happens a lot of times. So if you find yourself in a place where your relationship with your family of origin is really bad, it's really sticky, it's really complicated, it's very toxic, it's very upsetting, it can be really hard to think, why did I get born into this family? Why does everybody act like this? Why can't we all get along? Why can't you just let me be me? Why can't you celebrate me for who I am? Why is there so much animosity here? Why? And although we can spend forever trying to get the answers to those whys, what I think is more helpful is to pull it back to us. I can't control what anybody else in my family thinks or does or says for themselves, with each other, about me, any of it. I cannot control any of it. They are all on their own spiritual paths. And how they choose to walk that path, and the decisions that they make, and the way that they navigate Earth School is on them. I can be loving and supportive, or if it's toxic enough, I can pull back and say, you know what? I wish you well, but this is damaging my journey, and I cannot continue forward in my path and allow you to keep coming in and wrecking up my calm. It's not going to work. It just isn't. Even though ideally we would all, be in this other situation and interact this way. If that's not what's realistic, then going no contact or low contact may be the only option that you have. And instead of spinning your wheels on this idea of like, why don't they love me for who I am? Why didn't they do this? Why don't they feel this way or say these things or support me this way? Or why? It's so much more helpful, and it gives you so much power back to say, you know what? I know that I chose to come here for a reason. And I came here to evolve my spirit. And if I need to do that without my family of origin or with minimal contact with my family of origin, and that's what I truly feel is best for me, then that's okay. And trying to ask all these questions that you're never going to get an answer to is only going to prolong your suffering and delay your path and the beautiful ahas and transformation that you can have when you pull all that energy back into yourself and use that energy and use that mental capacity to think about what is best for you and how you can grow and evolve, and seeking out those who can walk the journey alongside you, who do get it, who don't get personally wrapped up in your decisions, who don't lash out negatively because you're doing something that's creating a reaction in them that's not your responsibility. There are lots and lots of those people out here. And I hope that many of you who are on that journey and who do get it and who want to support others as they progress on their own journeys, I hope you're here and that you're on this channel and that you're subscribed and that you're down in the comments. And so I'd love for you to share a little bit or even a lot of your journey down in the comments, and then find somebody else that you can love on and support on their journey. So I hope this helps. I know this is a really heavy, difficult topic, and I could make many, many more videos on it. But at least as an intro to this topic as part of this video series, I hope that this provides a little bit of insight, because all of these things are foundational concepts to some of the other astrology topics that we're going to talk about in later videos. So please make sure to subscribe and hit the alert bell so that you'll never miss one of my videos. I'll see you next time.